That was a circus of a game, folks. It really, really was. And I'm going to tell you guys something. That game yesterday against the Packers at Lambeau Field really highlighted the nonstop excruciating pain that you have to deal with all the time if you're a Minnesota Vikings fan from this standpoint. You can't just be a bad team and put us out of our misery. You can't be the Cleveland Browns before they got Baker Mayfield. You can't just be the Miami Dolphins right now. No. That's way too easy. Because the Vikings, they do this right as a Vikings fan when you're ready to throw in the towel, because whether it's over the course of a game or over the course of a season, right when you're ready to just give up and say, I give up, good riddance, better luck next year. This team, I thought they were better than what they are. They can't compete. Better luck next year. Right when you're ready to just throw them off and cast them aside, the Vikings, they do this real funny thing where they give you a side dish of hope. Hey, here's some hope. Here's an olive branch. Join us. Don't give up on us. We are going to overcome adversity and march our way to victory. Skol Vikings, let's win this game. Skol Vikings, honor your name. And against your better judgment, you're like, I don't know. Okay, fine, I'll trust you. It will be different this time. And like clockwork, they throw us into the dirt at the end of the day every single time. I was ready to tee off on Mike Zimmer. I really, really was, because how I thought the game was going to go after they scored, or after the defense gave up 21 straight points in the Packers' first 3 offensive possessions. And I don't want to hear about cornerback depth, because last time I checked, our stars on the defensive line, Everson Griffin, Linval Joseph, and Danielle Hunter, they all played. They were all there. And there was no pressure on Aaron Rodgers in the first 3 offensive possessions for the Packers. They moved the ball at will. Aaron Rodgers just stood in that pocket and did whatever the hell he wanted. They had no mercy on us. It looked like our defense was just sucking ass out there. And I tweeted this on my personal account, at realistic_Randy, sarcastically speaking. I said, wow, Mike Zimmer is doing a magnificent job of adjusting to this to this offense of the Packers. We should just go ahead and give him a 4-year extension right now, highlighting one of the glaring issues with Mike Zimmer as a head coach, not being able to adjust defensively to opposing offenses. But to his credit and to the defense's credit as well as a whole, they were fantastic the rest of the way. They played lights out the rest of the way. The Green Bay Packers, they didn't score the rest of the game. So damn near 3 full quarters to end the game, they didn't score at all. All of a sudden, they had pressure on them. Aaron Rodgers got sacked twice for 18 yards, and he got hit 9 times. There was pressure there. Jaron Kearse, Eric Kendricks, and Hitman, they all had key pass breakups in that game. The defensive line, and I guess you can say the front 7 as a whole, they were very stout and very disciplined against Aaron Rodgers and the hard count that he tried to get away with yesterday. He loves to do the hard count, 319, hard, and he's not going to snap the ball. He's going to try to get you to jump off sides. To the defense's credit, the front 7, no offensive or no offsides penalties, no neutral zone infraction penalties. In fact, Aaron Rodgers drew penalties, all right. He did when he tried to do the hard count, his pre-snap cadence, except he drew penalties, or he got penalties drawn by his own teammates. So there were a couple of false start penalties that the Packers had based on Aaron Rodgers' hard count. So no penalties on the Vikings defense from that perspective, but penalties on his own team based on the hard count. That was some fantastic stuff. And then 2 fumbles recovered. And think about this. I believe it was just under 2 minutes left before the end of the first half, where it's 3rd and 1. Aaron Rodgers throws a screen pass to Geronimo Allison, who got stopped for no gain. And the sideline referee that was right there next to Geronimo Allison, it looked like he originally spotted it as a first down, like he got enough yards to get a new fresh set of downs for the Green Bay Packers. And I think the Packers thought that, because they immediately rushed up to the line of scrimmage and snapped the ball and handed it off to Jamal Williams. And he got tackled, Jamal Williams did, for a tackle for loss. And you saw Aaron Rodgers arguing with the ref after that. I think the Packers thought that they had a first down and they were trying to rush up to the line of scrimmage to avoid or try to keep the Vikings from throwing the challenge flag before the ball snapped. I think they thought they had a fresh set of downs, and some other referee probably came in and interrupted that original sideline judge and said, no. It's still short of the first down. It's 4th and 1 instead of 1st and 10. So good job on the defensive side. Good job staying stout. The defensive pressure was everywhere. I absolutely loved it. And I will say this. I'll go as far as to say this. I think Minneapolis Miracle included, I thought that this was the best game that Mike Zimmer has coached, specifically on defense, and even more specifically, his ability to adjust and keep the Packers from scoring the rest of the game, because that game was getting out of hand, folks. That game, I was like, oh, yep, it's over. Might as well go ahead and start the grilling or go out grocery shop. Enjoy the rest of your day, because this game is over, and he did a magnificent job. The Minneapolis Miracle is included in that because the Vikings, they won that game against the Saints in the playoffs 2 years ago in spite of Mike Zimmer's defense blowing a 17-0 lead. So he deserves a ton of credit. They did a great job adjusting defensively, and I'll tell you the one person that did not adjust defensively, Xavier Rhodes. Couldn't stop an ant even if he stepped on it. He's running around all slow, looking fat, instead of trying to cover somebody and break up passes, playing 5 yards off of the receivers, off his assignments all damn game long. Instead of trying to cover somebody, he looked like he was more interested in trying to find the nearest Popeyes that wasn't sold out of their new chicken sandwiches. Oh, Rhodes closed. Rhodes closed my ass. Get that crap out of my face. Now, Rose close. Before we get to Kirk Cousins, let's get to the double R play of the game.
Going deep for Diggs. In the air. Diggs has him. It's a Viking touchdown. His first catch of the game.
So Stephon Diggs, 3rd and 13, just over 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Kirk Cousins does a snap, shotgun formation, and finally just heaves it up to Stephon Diggs for the long bomb touchdown. I was so jacked up for that play because it was such a frustrating game. And I'm not even mad at the fact that Stephon Diggs took off his helmet and was taunting the fans out there in Green Bay. I don't even care about that because this is a guy who had a touchdown. I guess depending on how you look at it, I'm not going to say it was a touchdown because those are the rules. It got called back because of an offensive pass interference. But he did score a touchdown, and it got called back. He also had a wide open drop earlier in the game. And he had an offensive pass interference called on him earlier in that game. So he was extremely frustrated. So I absolutely get it. I say trust your receivers, throw a perfect ball, just let your receiver go up there and get it, and Stephon Diggs burned everybody on that play for that touchdown. That's what the hell I'm talking about right there. That is the double R play of the game. Now, we get to Kirk Cousins. Simply put, Kirk Cousins should be ashamed of himself. He really should. His performance was pathetic. He looked soft out there. That offense that we saw yesterday was really, I thought I saw Christian Ponder all over again. That was the second coming of Christian Ponder and Adrian Peterson leading the Vikings offense in the standpoint of Kirk Cousins. He looked like he was seeing ghosts out there. He looked like that he was scared. Meanwhile, Dalvin Cook was out there kicking ass. Dalvin Cook rushed 20 times for 154 yards and a touchdown, including that 75-yard gain for a touchdown that he had earlier in the first half. Your quarterback was nowhere to be found to make plays when they needed it most. Yes, the touchdown bomb to Stephon Diggs was great. I don't care about the nonstop penalties that were called, the offensive pass interference calls. I don't care about that. I don't care about, those are the rules. They are what they are. We can bitch and moan all we want, but they still had a chance. Kirk Cousins still had multiple opportunities to win that game or put his team in a position to win that game. I don't want to hear about the pressure that he faced, okay, with the offensive line. I thought the offensive line, the Green Bay Packers defensive front is really good, okay? Let's not even get, the offensive line, they could have been better. Yeah, they could have been better, but the Green Bay Packers defensive front is really, really good. Aaron Rodgers got sacked twice and got hit 9 times. The Packers have the best offensive line in the entire NFC North division. What, should they trade away their offensive line too? No, they played well. They still gave Kirk Cousins many opportunities, clean pockets to make plays. And still, despite all that, with wide open receivers, he was throwing it into the dirt. He was throwing it to the sidelines with wide open receivers, throwing it everywhere, sailing it over dudes' heads. It was really inexcusable. Then we get to the second possession, to where you ran for a first down. Okay, good job. You fumbled it, but luckily it got recovered by Irv Smith Jr. Could have been bad. Got to take care of the ball. Remember that. Come on, Kirk, you can do that. Very next play, snap the ball, sack, fumble, recovered by Green Bay. His pocket awareness is so aloof. He's so dense, but he gets up on that podium and he says all the right things, and that's what ticks me off, because Kirk Cousins, I'm going to tell you something right now, bro. You are on the borderline of being a starting caliber quarterback, or for being the second coming of Ryan Fitzpatrick, or basically a journeyman quarterback or a stopgap quarterback for the rest of your career. Basically get signed on to a series of one-year deals for the rest of your career. Then the interception that he had, the first interception that he had anyway, was a poor pass decision, trying to force it to Diggs into traffic. You still had open guys around you. Let's forget about that. Let's get to in the red zone. First and goal at the Packers 8, and we can include Kevin Stefanski in this too, because you're calling the offensive plays. Why are you, with your quarterback playing as bad as he did, completed 14 of his 32 pass attempts, so less than 50% of his passes? He looked like that he was seeing ghosts out there. He was unreliable. He wasn't confident at all. And you decide, forget the fact that all those play action screen passes that you called that amounted to nothing. You decide to call a play action pass after our running game got us to that point to where we were. Dalvin Cook averaged damn near 8 yards a freaking carry. Why are you calling a play action pass play and then getting to Kirk Cousins? My God, I say trust your receivers, throw it up to your receivers. There's one thing to throw a good pass, like a pass where, okay, let your receiver go up and get the ball. It's a whole nother different story when you're rolling out, you're falling back off your back foot and heaving up a duck of a pass for anybody to get. That was inexcusable. That was completely weak, dude. You threw the game away. So that was the point early on when they gave up that 21-0 lead. I said, you know what? It's over. I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my day. But then they got me back into it. I got hyped up. And it's funny because I texted a couple of my friends and I said, guys, I'm trying not to get excited, because this was right before the interception. I said, I'm not trying to get excited. They're doing something. I know it could go wrong, but they're doing really, really well. They'll be smart about this. And right on cue, right after I sent that text, interception, throwing it off the back foot. It was basically the equivalent of Andrew Wiggins trying to take a long fadeaway two-shot and clank front of the rim, falls down, rebound by the other team, pushes it up the floor, layup or dunk, whatever. That was pathetic. Kirk Cousins had many opportunities to win that game, and he soiled himself. And it wasn't even prime time. So you need to get it together. But you know what? I do have a solution. I have a solution to this quarterback problem that we have. Kirk Cousins is not getting it done. We need someone that is a good leader, someone with quality experience, someone that's good in practice, someone that's good in the meeting rooms, someone where the knowledge, the intelligence doesn't really translate to on the field, but he gets it. I present to you Sean Mannion. Come on down. You're the next contestant for the starting quarterback of your 2019 Minnesota Vikings. This is absolutely pathetic. Kirk Cousins, you need to play better. It's simple as that. I don't care about all the prepared statements you have. I got to play better. No, I was about to curse YouTube. I don't know their little restrictive policy on cursing, but no bleeps. You need to play better. Just play better. Stop looking like you just don't. He cares. Stop looking like you're scared. You look like you're really, really scared out there. And if that is the case, and if this season goes to hell, Rick Spielman and Mike Zimmer will be fired. But this is going to determine how the rest of your career goes. You are now validating all of the critics that were laughing at the Minnesota Vikings right after you signed that big-time 3-year, $84 million contract. You need to get it together straight up. Play better. That was a game we should have won, man. That was a divisional game, and hopefully it doesn't come back to bite us in the ass. That Dan Bailey missed field goal earlier in the game where The first possession we had after the Packers scored 7-0, that first possession we had, we were moving the ball up. It was a promising drive, and then he missed the field goal. Don't care, didn't care. I'm way too exhausted to give a damn about kickers anymore with this team. This is my face when kickers go to line up to kick. And this is my face when kickers miss the kick. That's my face. That's it. I don't care. I don't care anymore. You need to win games. You need to play better. That performance that you had yesterday was worth more like a $2 million backup quarterback instead of the $28 million that you're getting this year and next year. We do this 3 times a week. Mediocre at Best Sports Podcast with Realistic Randy. Check me out on Twitter at realistic_Randy. Facebook at Realistic Randy. Just very unfortunate. Mike Zimmer did a hell of a job, and that's going to go down as a loss for him. He gets a pass for me. Kirk Cousins, not so much. We'll see you later.